your work?
From last week we have learned, and from last week since I was a leader, we have learned about linear programming and probability a bit about it. So in daily edition one, as usual, I talk about my weekly progress. In daily edition two, I write about probability. Its three aspects: concept, principle, and applications. In daily edition in the main work, I talk about linear programming, also about what is used in daily life.
Thank you. And Minque, can you review your work?
Okay, so for last week meeting, we have reviewed about the last week work and learned about line programming. So for my homework, the daily edition one is just like usual. We talked about um, our progress, the challenges and difficulties we face, and also about the plan for next week. On my daily edition 2, I have written about probability, explaining its basic concepts, principles, and applications in daily life, mathematics, and business. For my main work, I recorded a video talking about linear programming and its basic concepts. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. And now we will talk about the concepts of
Wait.
linear.
Count on wait. Minghui, first it is linear, and uh, I would like Haonam to review your work too. And also, next week for your daily edition one, Mrs. Pratt has said that we need to talk about our personal contributions, our personal development, as well as group contributions too.
Oh, that's in the group. Okay. And for my work this week, I've researched and wrote an essay about probability, its concepts, key concepts, and applications. And there is also the edition one, which I made the video for reviewing the what we have done until the week this week, and also for my challenges and priorities. For the main work, I've studied and made a video about linear programming, its concepts, principles, and applications. So, guys, now we will discuss about the term probability. And first is its concepts. Minque, can you reveal about its concepts?
Wait me a little. Let me look back again.
Okay, so can Sarah do that? Review the concepts of probability.
So probability is like it's used mainly in telling percentages. So first is like in some example that we mainly have is when rolling the dice. So the dice is like spaces. So how we're rolling it, we have each probability is about as equal to each other. So it's have an equal chance that if it's lay on one dot, two dots, or maybe six dots. So it just has an equal chance of lying on each dot. So it's like 16 point something. So it's mainly written in percentages, like 16% of it. So in probability is mainly used in many ways, and this is very familiar to everyday life because it has so much applications.
Okay, that's the concept. And Muntu, can you reveal about its key concepts of
It,
probability?
the key concepts, right?
Yes.
So probability is the likelihood. It's dealing with the likelihood of events happening or occurring. That's the concept.
No, no, I mean the key concepts, like key concepts.
The key concepts. So first there is probability theory basis on random variables, probability distributions, and the expected value, which also goes by mean as mean, and there's variance and standard deviation. And the types of probability, there's classic probability, there's subjective probability, and there's is empirical probability. Then there's the Bayes theorem, which is to update the probability of hypothesis based on new evidence. There's also the law of large numbers, I think. And as the number of these trials they rise, they increase, the empirical probability of an event approaches its theoretical probability. And that's all my findings.
Thank you for just suggesting your findings. And next, Minque, can you present your understanding of its applications in both business and mathematics domains?
So probability has like a lot of big applications across mathematics and also daily life and business. Well, basically in mathematics, it underpins like statistical analysis, uh, aiding in making predictions and like drawing conclusions from data, and in daily life it informs decision making risk in risk of assessment such as weather forecasting and like insurance calculations. While in business, then it's probably guides traits in finance, marketing, and operations. It also optimize resource allocation, assess market trends, and manage uncertainties for informed decision making.
Thank you. And to review all of that, Sarah, you had a great understanding of it. And for basic probability is like the likelihood of one event to happen in various forms, and some and it can be used to predict or guess a future event in a future event so that you could have more advantage over the problem. And for the key concepts, all the key concepts Milton suggested was good, but I like to add in more concepts like percentage. And percentage is a really fundamental concept in the probability because it's a way to show probability. And there is also the sample space, which is the space that the result will be in. And for example, in a six-sided dice, a six-sided die, the sample space is from numbers 1 to 6. And for the applications, Minque got that right, and but I like to reveal. And for in the business domains, probability was used mainly so that it could guess or predict the outcome of various actions, like investing or managing or spending the company budget on something. So that when you predict like this, you have advantage over the problem. And in mathematics, in the math domains, I think that the probability has really good uses, such as using it as statistics or predicting the outcome of a complex problem involving events. And okay, and that we will now discuss about our findings of the quantitative problems in the MBA curriculum. Okay, can anyone first show their understandings of it? Minque, can you uh, express your findings?
Mhm.
Sarah, can you talk about your findings about the quantitative problems? And this is a concept that we will split it into two two concepts: uh, the quantitative problems and the MBA curriculum. Sarah, can you talk about the quantitative problems?
I haven't researched about it yet because you have some meeting plans, so like I didn't really know what is that.
Um, I think you don't need you don't really need the meeting plan to see the quantitative problems, because back in with 6 instructions, they sent it out a lot of concepts like basic arithmetic or basic algebra, and that list, and we will learn those from in order, so that this week we will learn about quantitative problems. Okay, you can have 2 minutes of preparation. Okay, Monica, can you do you have anything to talk?
So I think like quantitative problem is something I've heard before, and basically, according to my knowledge before, quantitative problems, right, is like something that involves like the use of number data and mathematical techniques to analyze and solve different kinds of problems. And like some of its key concepts could include like data collection, descriptive statistic, and etc. Yeah, I haven't really had a lot of time to research.
And thank you. Can so if you haven't prepared yet, you can have 2 minutes of preparation for the concepts and key concepts and the applications. Okay, Sarah, do you have anything to say about the concepts?
Concept. So for me, I think it's have variables. It have variables. It has data types, which like quantitative data, and also we use it in like measurement in ratio scale, nominal scale, and it's order data with fixed interval, what is true zero, like the weight height. So I think that's all. Just something like that.
Okay, okay, thank you. And what about its key concepts?
Key concepts.
Minque, can you talk about the key concepts of quantitative problems?
Okay, so some of the key concepts involved in quantitative problem solving is first is data collection, like gathering numerical information that is relevant to some problem. Next is about statistic, like you could summarize and describe the main features of the dataset through quantitative problems. And also we have is probability, like we could use it to assess like the likelihood of different outcomes. And also we have is like inferential statistic, which is like making prediction or inference about like a population based on a sample. Exactly. Yeah.
Thank you. And Mantu, can you express your understandings of key concept?
Oh, well, for me, in for quantitative problems in the MBA curriculum, I break it down into quantitative problems first. So basically, the key concept, understanding quantitative problem for me is a wide. It involves a wide range of knowledge of different concepts, and I think the key concepts in quantitative problem can be quantitative analysis, including, like I said, data collection, data analysis, and data analysis. And in linear programming, which is also a part, I have objective function and constraints and optimal solution with the feasible region. And I also have probability like main query. There's the expected value, there's the variance, there's the variables with which can be random variables, and there's the probability distributions. And yes, I also have statistic of descriptive statistic, inferential statistic, and hypothesis testing and regression analysis. And that's the concepts from my knowledge to my knowledge.
Okay, thank you. And how about its applications? Mantu, can you? Okay, Sarah.
So for me, its application is in like descriptive statistic when summarizing and describing the main features of a dataset, like the mean, median, and mode range. And second is inferential statistic, where like in making inferences about population based on a sample. And religious analysis, which is modeling the relationship between the dependent and the independent variables, like linear regression. Next is the probability distribution. When applying probability distribution, like a normal binomial distribution. So some example is in like business and economics when forecasting sales, analyzing market trends, and optimizing resource allocation, evaluating financial risks. And social sciences is when survey analysis, behavioral study, and demographic research. And environmental science is when modeling climate change, analyzing production data, and resource management.
Okay, thank you. And Mantu, can you say your understandings of applications?
Me, right?
Applications.
Okay, so these quantitative problems are applied to like a lot of fields to analyze data and make decisions. Also, we use it to solve complex problems. Well, like in business and economics, then we have is our market analysis, which we use surveys and sales data to understand and consumer preference and market trends. We also have financial forecasting, which we can sometimes use to predict future financial performances using historical data and statistical models. On We could also use it on very different basic life concepts like in healthcare, in engineering, and environmental science, etc.
Okay, thank you. And Mindel, can you express your findings of applications?
So applications personally for me in business, in quantitative analysis, there's market research and financial analysis. In linear programming, there's supply chain optimization and workforce scheduling. And in probability, there's risk management and there's quality control. In statistics, there's customer segmentation and there's sales forecasting. And as this is quantitative problems in the MBA curriculum, I believe that in the MBA curriculum, um, the applications in business context also helps us to develop decision-making skills by helping us to collect and analyze data, to model business problems, to optimize operations, to assess risks, and to make informed decisions.
Thank you. Thank you for expressing your ideas on applications. So to review all of that, quantitative problems is like problems dealing with numbers, numbers or numerical data, and it requires calculations or quantitative reasoning to find a solution. And these this concept can be used in various domains like math and physics and business, and there are also things like engineering or physics. And for its key concepts, I have the statistics, which it plays a big role in because this quantitative problems used a part of statistics to find out the result.
Huh?
And there are also the probability theory, which we have learned before, and also linear algebra,
Right.
which we haven't learned.
Right.
And for its applications, this concept find its use in various business domains like financial modeling, forecasting, and demand analysis, also risk analysis and management. And as you can see, these also relate to statistics. And to top that up, I have others like data analytics or business intelligence. And that is our main work this week. And for our day vision one, which topic would you guys choose? teachings for our daily edition 2, math, math concept to be specific.
Has Linque and Sarah learned about factors and multiples?
What is it again?
Since Sarah and Linque is in fifth grade, I asked if they had talked about the greatest common factor and the least common multiple, factors and multiples. Not that, no.
It's like multiple factors.
No, it's like the I don't know how to call it. There.
No, I didn't learn about that.
No.
Is it the one you were saying, Mantu?
Yeah, I guess. Yes, I did say that.
I have
No, I don't think you have.
like three is
No,
like nine.
Like
is it learning about in this group or learning at school?
no, like if at school, then I have never even heard about this at school.
Do you
But
want
I
to?
heard
So do you want to explore that?
Yeah.
Maybe, yeah. Can you like give me like the English name of it?
The, it's the common. I know the common factor, but I don't know how to call the other one.
It's is that. You can explore that. I guess.
Okay. So for our edition one, we will do the things that Mr. Spratt has sent, and for the edition two, we will learn about the common factor and the other thing I don't know how to call it. And for the main work, we will learn about the quantitative problems in the MBA curriculum.
And what about when Mrs. Pratt said we discussed about the applications of linear programming? Then you note it down and read the instructions.
Okay. And that's our edition one. So can anyone review our work?
Um,
Sarah, can you review our work for this week?
Um, how now? Mrs. Pratt said that we discussed about the applications of linear programming in this meeting. So I think the main work should be quantitative problems in the MBA curriculum, and the daily edition 2 should be delving deeper into the applications of linear programming.
Then there is no common factor and multiple.
Maybe it could be for next week.
Okay. So the edition one is as normal, and it's reviewing our work and the week progress, things like challenge And for our daily lesson two, we will delve deeper into the applications of linear programming because last week we haven't made a really good depth in it. And I think that's the idea, like Mr. Spratt also said. And for the main word, we will have quantitative problems. The concepts, the key concepts, and the applications in math and business domains. Can you guys please note it down? Okay, so Munka, can you review our work for the week?
Okay, so for our daily edition one is about like our weekly purpose like usual. For our daily edition two is about linear programming application, and for the main word is we will talk about quantitative problems.
And Sarah, can you review the work?
I haven't heard about mini work yet, so
The
in
main
daily
word,
edition, yes.
the main word is the thing we have discussed about. It's the quantitative problems in the MBA curriculum. You can you review the work from the beginning, like edition one?
Okay. So daily edition one, as usual, is about a weekly progress, and daily edition two is alright. And IELTS band 7 is linear programming, and the main word is quantitative problems.
Okay, that's the work for this week, and this is the end of the meeting, right?
Now we need to discuss about the applications of linear programming. If you look back at Mrs. Pratt's message with you, she said that next week we need to work with the application of linear programming. So we need to talk about our suggestions in the meeting, what details you're able to apply linear programming in business, then how ma'am you will gather all the information and create the report instruction.
Okay, so uh, can uh, can anyone discuss say, talk about the applications of linear programming? How about Sarah?
Application?
Yes, the applications in business.
Give me a minute. So, some example application in business and economics is like it's used in like all food and beverage industry, was in blending different ingredients to produce products that meet quality standard at minimal cost. And in manufacturing is when determining the op- optimal mix of products to produce in order to maximize profits or minimize costs, given limited resources. In agriculture is when planning crop production to maximize your yield or profit, considering constants of land, water, labor. So, in textile industry, when planning and production schedules for different fabrics and garments to meet fashion industry demands while minimizing production costs.
Okay, so Mantua, can you talk about your understandings?
Okay, so after Miss Pratt's comment, I have did like some deeper research, and here's what I got. So linear programs involve relationships that can be expressed with linear equations where variables are multiplied up without any exponents or other non-line operation. Well, in a business application is used for optimizing resources. For example, accounting might use linear programming to like maximize profit or minimize cost subjects to constraint like budget, labor, and like material availability. Also, it could be used to like analyze cost benefit. Like linear equations can model the relationship between cost and revenue to determine break-even points and profitability. It could also be used for budgeting and forecasting, like using linear models to predict future financial performance based on historical data. Like, for example, we have like a business forecast is future sales revenue using linear trend based on past sales data. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's linear, not linear.
Yeah.
Linear.
Okay, so mental, can you suggest some ideas for the applications, which is our attention to this week?
My ideas are mostly repeatedly, basically in Chris and Sarah's understandings, but there's implementing quality control to ensure the production of high quality products while minimizing defects and waste. Then there's optimizing the supply chain operations to also ensure the not also to ensure timely delivery of raw materials and components, reducing the production lead times and costs. And then there's also measuring and optimizing the inventory levels to balance the cost of carrying inventory with the risk of stockouts, ensuring that products will be available when needed without excess inventory. And then there's also allocating for resources such as manpower and also materials to maximize the productivity and to minimize the cost. Then there's also determining the optimal capacity of production facilities and distribution centers, that's capacity planning, to meet with the demand while minimizing the capacity and overhead cost. Then there's production scheduling, which is to optimize the uses of resources to minimize the setup times and to meet with the customer's demand in a timely manner. And it is also to maximize, to set price op- to set price for products and services to maximize profit. There's promotional planning to maximize sales and revenue also. There's customer segmentation to tailor products, services, and the marketing efforts for maximum effectiveness and efficiency. There's risk management as well to minimize the losses and while also maximizing the resilience. And there's revenue management to maximize revenue mesh generation. There's product development. Yeah. There's service optimization as well, I guess. And there's logistic management to optimize effectively to reduce the cost and to improve the customer service. Then there's energy efficiency to, to reduce costs, to minimize environmental impacts, and to improve the sustainability. And that's some of my understanding of knowledge.
Thank you. And we have suggest new ideas for the applications of linear programming in business. And for this week, as Mr. Spratt said, the applications is for business only, and there are no maths. And if we only talk about applications on business only, then what really is the video duration? No, but 7 to 9 minutes is too long for just applications and business. Oh, sorry, because this is abrupted. And that is our dedication to this week. And that will be our new dedication too, okay? Just like Mr. Spratt said. And this is the end of the meeting.
Before we go, I would like to remind you that the meeting report has to be sent in straight away after the meeting.
Okay.
Thank you.
And